welcome to Marshfield Senior High School as we get ready for non-conference basketball action here tonight. It's the home Marshfield Tigers and the visiting Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's in a very impactful non-conference game here to end the seed regular season. We'll talk to you about some playoff seeds coming up, but before we do, let's take a look at player matchups for this one. The number 7 ranked Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's, the number 11 ranked Marshfield Tigers. Cooper Jesperson for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's leads team in scoring, just over 20 points per game for Jesperson. Wes Mboga averages over 15 points per game, and Julius Clark over 7.5 points per game for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. By the way, Jason Zaleski here. Welcome aboard, everybody. As we take a look at the Marshfield side of things, for the Marshfield Tigers, led in scoring by Brooks Hinson, over 17 points a game for Brooks. Landon Lee, 13 points a game, and Chris Pohl, just about 13 points per game. I mentioned Cooper Jesperson for Eau Claire Memorial, Brooks Hinson for Marshfield. Brooks is the all-time leading scorer in Marshfield Tigers basketball history, and Cooper Jesperson, just as of last night, the all-time leading scorer for Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe basketball history. Here's how he did it.
He's in their Columbia Blue Road uniforms, Eau Claire Memorial in their home whites. Packed house here at the Eagles Nest. Jesperson the rebound. On the push, Cooper Jesperson gets the roll.
He was looking for the and one.
Chad Prisky, the head coach, calling out a play. Jesperson for 3.
At the play, just Jesperson step out and knock it down.
Jesperson, long distance three-pointer.
And that is Cooper Jesperson that just took over the all-time scoring title for the Old Abe's, surpassing Caden Bozer.
Getting his congratulations, and boy, what a career.
Congratulations to Eau Claire Memorial's Cooper Jesperson, the leading all-time scorer in Old Abe's basketball history. Again, he and Brooks Hinson are both respective leaders in their school basketball scoring history, and they will at times go head-to-head here tonight. We're looking forward to that matchup here as well. The end of the regular season in boys basketball is a week from today, but another end of the regular season also happens here tonight. And we're going to talk about playoff seeding. Playoff seeds, these are found at ZaleskiSports.com. Just click VIP. You can read these for yourself. But it's an interesting night here tonight. Now, I talked about this on our girls basketball preview, playoff preview show last Sunday, that some people want to visualize the seeds as 2 race cars going down the track. It doesn't exactly work like that. It's the book of business is closed tonight, and then the WIAA will take a look at the entire book. But to look at it in a race car kind of a way, here's what it looks like here tonight. At tip-off, Eau Claire Memorial is the 2 seed, Marshfield the 3. This is at tip-off, coming up in just a few seconds. With a Memorial win, they will challenge Kaukauna for the 1 seed. Marshfield would secure themselves the 3 seed. They would remain the 3 in this in our seed math. A Marshfield win, they are the 2. Memorial the 3. Kaukauna stays the 1. But on a Memorial win, that math is so tight, a number of things can happen where one would be the 1 and the other would be the 2. But that's what we're looking at tonight. That's what we're following tonight. We turn now to tonight's national anthem.
You're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Basketball time here tonight. Again, Jason Zaleski alongside with you as seed implications all over the place here for this one. And we look forward to it, and thank you one and all for joining us here tonight. It is the Big Rivers Conference champion, Eau Claire Memorial, the Wisconsin Valley Conference champion, Marshfield, and the tip will go to the Tigers. And we are underway here from the Frederick Construction Fieldhouse on the campus of Marshfield Senior High School. Ketterer and Ramberg up top, look down low to pull. Now Hinson. Marshfield 5-out offense. Memorial in a man-to-man defense. Here's Ketterer working down low, got the position, and the bucket for Joey Ketterer. Coach Chris Fisher for the Marshfield Tigers, Coach Chad Brisky for the Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. I had a chance to talk to both coaches before today's game, and I'll sprinkle in their commentary from my pregame chat during the broadcast here tonight. Here's Cooper Jesperson down low. Rising is Tay Ferguson, and Ramberg with the rebound. Number 11 ranked Tigers, number 7 ranked Old Abe's. Eau Claire Memorial off a win against crosstown rival Eau Claire North last night. And Marshfield with a win over Merrill last night as the Abes throw it away on the inbound. Chance again for the Tigers. They lead by 4. They have scored the game's first 4 points. Here's Ramberg, reverse layup is good. And the Tigers off to a sprinting start here at home tonight. We'll put the seed graphic up a little bit later on if you missed it. But again, a chance for Memorial with the win tonight to grab the number 1 seed in Division I, Section 1. A Marshfield win would likely give them the 2 seed coming up in postseason play. A Marshfield loss has a 3 seed attached to it. An Eau Claire Memorial loss has a 3 seed attached to it. So the loser here, very, very likely to have the 3 seed. A Memorial win, a real shot at the number 1 overall. A Marshfield win, 2 is the ceiling for the Marshfield Tigers. And Hinson picks the pocket of Jesperson. Running with it is Brooks Hinson. And that's that mano-a-mano matchup we talked about before the game. Each school's respective all-time scoring leader. And in that moment, Hinson defensively got the better of Jesperson. 8-0 start for the Tigers. And that was out. And the A's having trouble here getting off the starting block here tonight. Again, Jesperson achieving his school's scoring record last night against Eau Claire North. Did it with about 5 minutes left in the first half. Brooks back in December had the scoring title achieved for these Marshfield Tigers. Ketterer with it on the near side. Needs to get rid of it, in danger of a 5-second call, but did break free of it. Now Pohl. Pohl works on Imboga. Imboga stands his ground on the low block. What a battle there. Pohl still moving with it. Got his own rebound. Pohl turns up and one. Chris Pohl. What a start for the Tigers here tonight. And to the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line go the Tigers. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration. Serve Pro like it never happened. We'll get a loose ball foul on Hinson. So Hinson picks up the personal. Shuta Funeral Services in Stevens Point and Plover, here to help you with all your funeral needs with 2 convenient locations and a personal local touch. Let their experienced staff serve your family. Learn more at shootafuneral.com. 3 minutes off the clock, and Abe's still looking for their first points here tonight. Marshfield on a rapid pace to start one. Here's Julius Clark backing down and couldn't unload before he took steps. Ian Bauer will come in for Eau Claire Memorial. And foul before the shot. Foul goes on Wes Imboga. That is Imboga's second personal. Joey Ketterer makes it rain. 5 points for Ketterer. Marshfield a 13-0 start here tonight. A game with a playoff atmosphere all around, and an offensive foul down low is going to be called on Ian Bauer. Bauer picks up the 3rd team foul. His first, in another empty possession for Memorial here early in this one. Home court advantage shooting for the Tigers. Abe's trying to find their way right now. Here's Ketterer over to Lee. Lee dumps inside to Pohl, and they're going to say no contact, and ball tossed out of bounds. In for Memorial is Caleb Yates. Yates 13 in black. Jesperson brings it across with Hinson in tow. A 3-pointer there for Jesperson, no. A rebound over to Yates. Here comes Jesperson down the lane. Kick out, 3 on the way is no good. A rebound Hinson. 3 there from Yates. Came up off the mark. Tigers back with it, 13-0. Here's Hinson. Hinson on the ball fake. In the lane, shoots over Jesperson and good. The floater for Brooks. He's got 6. 15-0 run. Here's Hedke going to work. Ketterer has to chase. Shamar Simmons in the game. He's got the ball now. Now back to Hedke. Here's Yates. Back to Simmons. Abe's cycling around the outside. Simmons left unguarded outside the arc. Yates hands off to Jesperson. Good help defense there from Pohl. Hinson stays with him, and Jesperson's got to give it off. And timeout called by Coach Chad Brisky. Marshfield races out to a 15-0 lead. 12:50 to play in the first. You're watching high school basketball on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Join the Gross family of satisfied customers at Gross Buick in Marshfield. Come see their large selection of cars, trucks and SUVs on the Marshfield lot. Or find it at grossauto.com, and we'll have it delivered to Marshfield for your convenience. You'll love their people and state-of-the-art service department, where service guests get a free courtesy car. Top it all off with the Gross lifetime engine warranty on most vehicles. Gross Buick of Marshfield.
Tired of hearing about checking account features? So are we. It's more about what you can do with your money to live the life you want. Forward Bank puts your access to everything you need in the palm of your hand. Mobile deposit, recurring digital payments, transfer funds, or pay a friend easily. Yes, our checking is free and includes all that you would expect. It's supported by your neighbors and friends at Forward, dedicated to serving our communities. Open online today at forward.bank.
Back here to Marshfield, where the home Tigers have raced out to a 15-0 lead, coming out of a Chad Brisky Eau Claire Memorial timeout. And the Abes still looking for first points, just over 5 minutes in here to this one. Hey, it's golf season. Can you get ready? Let's get ready for golf. Get your River Edge Golf Course membership for the 2025 golf season now. Get membership rates and details at riveredgegolfcourse.com. River Edge Golf Course in Marshfield. Ketterer races down the floor. Not able to launch a shot. Lee will set the offense. Here's Pohl over to Ketterer. Pohl on Simmons. Now that's a matchup there that favors Marshfield. Chris Pohl comes in as 6'8", Shamar Simmons 6'1". And see if the Tiger is able to get that 7-inch advantage one more time. Landon Lee, the quick step, and to the rack. That first step from Landon Lee is so tough to guard. 17 for the Tigers. Jesperson turns the corner and fouled by Ramberg, and Cooper Jesperson will head to the free throw line, where he and the Old Abes hope to get on the scoreboard for the first time here tonight. Bruce Orthodontics provides comprehensive orthodontic care for patients of all ages, now accepting new patients in the Marshfield office. At Bruce Orthodontics, they're changing lives one smile at a time. And the Aves are on the scoreboard. Jesperson hits the first. Again, Jason Zaleski here, Ruth Walsh and Trevor Zaleski up top, making sure this ship sails smooth all night. Jesperson hits the pair. See if some points there for the Abes, able to hit the ignition switch. Pohl with it. Guarded there by Fossenmeyer. Hinson works off a screen from Pohl, now reverses direction on the crossover. Brooks, Hinson. Hinson crossed over the Abes. Here comes Jesperson, nobody stopped ball. Runner won't go, Pohl with the rebound. Here's Ramberg, all the way goes Valen Ramberg. A fire has been lit under the home Tigers tonight here, obviously. 21-2. Here's Yates with it. Fossenmeyer, now Jesperson. Again, Jesperson rises over Hinson and hits. Cooper Jesperson won't be denied. As again, scoring leaders, all-time scoring leaders from their respective schools go head-to-head for most of this one here so far tonight. Both teams man defense. Here's Hinson working on Jesperson this time. Now Pohl on the wing. Pohl looks over the top of Fassenmeyer. Turns in the lane and comes up short. Nice defense there from Ben Fassenmeyer, 6'5" senior. Let's see if the Abes do indeed have a little wind in their sails. Here's Clark with it. Simmons gives to Jesperson. On the run, just off the mark, and Hinson with the rebound. Jesperson missed that three by about an inch. Here's Lee, deep, three, got it, Landon Lee. What a first quarter performance from these Marshfield Tigers. Wow, Jesperson cutting through traffic, stopped, put on the brakes, didn't realize he had an open path for the basket. And it's going to result in an Abe's foul at the end of it. Or will it? Yes, it will. That's going to be a foul called on Shamar Simmons. Yeah, Jesperson, I don't know, Trevor, if you got the replay on that. Jesperson, on his pivot, was alone under the basket. He just didn't realize it and passed it out. Again, it's a long basketball game. Those things all even out. And Ketterer gives it back. So, as I was saying, these things even out over the course of time. Here it is as you watch Jesperson now on the ball fake, and two Tigers left him that just didn't realize that had happened. Here's Mboga. He works on Pohl. Jesperson caught it in rhythm, didn't trigger. Mboga over Ramberg is good. The first points tonight for Wes Mboga. He's got 2, Jesperson's got 5, that's the 7. Lee, Clark tipped it. Lee still with it, and offensive foul is called on Landon Lee. Good defense there by Julius Clark, the 6' senior, sticking with Lee for the entirety of that dribble. So Mboga to inbound, Tigers pick up pressure. In it comes to Hedke. Tigers retreats, and Jesperson will bring it up. And Mboga over to Hedke. Hedke works over the top of Ketterer. Here's Clark now on Lee. Clark spins underneath with it, and Ramberg is going to foul Tay Ferguson, and that's going to send Ferguson to the free throw line. Take a look at that foul there again as you see Ramberg rake the arm of Ferguson. How much useless knowledge do you have? I've got a lot. Play America's Pub Quiz every Tuesday night at Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. You can win prizes. Bring your friends. The fun starts at 7 o'clock every Tuesday. It's trivia night at Nuts Deep 2 in Marshfield. Coming up on Zaleski Sports tomorrow, it's our 2025 boys basketball preview show. We'll talk to boys basketball coaches from all over the state starting at 2:30 right here on this channel, including both Chris Fisher and Chad Brisky. So tune in tomorrow starting at, the show actually starts at 2:15. Our first coach is 2:30. We'll give you a 15-minute grace period. But we go for 2 hours strong talking to 8 basketball coaches from all over the state of Wisconsin, including these 2 coaches tonight. Again, that show tomorrow, 2:15. 2:30, first coach joins us. You'll want to probably tune in though, 2:15. Myself and Dan Ross go through all the seeds, and we talk to you, as Hinson hits the 3, we talk to you about the seed math, and we talked to you about the seed math that we've been talking about at ZaleskiSports.com since November. And again, VIP members already know seeds that'll be released tomorrow. An offensive rebound in Boga. The putback is good off the shot from Ferguson. Again, last week we hit 98% of the girls' seeds, and we believe we are just as good here tomorrow. And Lee is fouled by Clark. Say he got the arm of Landon Lee, and that is 3 free throws coming from Lee from the Jamie Wenzel Surf Pro free throw line. (27-10), 7:32 to play. Marshfield has roared to start this game. And Lee hits on the first. Again, as we talked about in the pregame, everything we see, a Marshfield win puts them on the 2 line. A Memorial win, which in this case would be a comeback, and it would be extremely tight. I don't even know if I have math that says tight enough for what it will be between Memorial and Kaukauna. Kaukauna right now stands as a 1 seed. They beat Kimberly last night. Marshfield can't get to the 1, but they can go from the 3 to the 2. And we believe a Memorial win, we believe they have got a big chance to move to the 1. A loss for Memorial, they will be the 3 seed. When playoff action starts in 2 Fridays from now on the boys' side. Girls basketball playoffs start on Tuesday. Hockey playoffs already underway. Wrestling playoffs already underway. It is postseason in Wisconsin high school sports. And Bogan, kick out. Clark left open, hits it. Julius Clark, a 3-point shot he sees in practice and drilled it. Tigers lead by 17. Unlikely, you tell me what you think. And those of you watching on a mobile device, feel free to chat with me. Conman and Tanner have already hit us up in the chat box if you're watching on a mobile device. And you got a question about seeds? I bet you do. You got a question about this game or just something else? Let me know. Let me know who you're cheering for. I got a little bit of time on my hands, so I can talk to you. Ketterer on the dish from home. Tigers offensively doing whatever they want here tonight. Here's Mboga. He'll hand off to Jesperson as Ramberg had to work through an Mboga screen. Here's Hedke. Hedke looking for space. Instead, space is given to Ferguson, and he hits. Tay Ferguson has hit his second 3-pointer here tonight. He's got 7. And the Abes starting to pick up the pace here a bit. Pull, quick move, pull up, jumper, baseline. 9 points, 4 points for Pull. And another nice move from Tay Ferguson. So back-to-back buckets for Ferguson. And last off of, they're going to talk about it. Memorial says it's their ball. Of course, it happened right in front of their bench. And the officials come together and point the way of the Tigers. 8 players, 3 coaches, all said it was Memorial basketball. Inside it went to Pull. They're going to, I think, call this on Ferguson, and they do. That's the 6th team foul on the Abes. It's the first on Ferguson. There's Lee, works on Mboga, and pulls up. Just about hit it. And the rebound is going to fall to Hedke. Cam Kolstad had a finger on it. Hedke pulls it down. Here's Mboga. He'll launch a 3 and good. Wesley Mboga, he's got 5. And again, the A's continue to chip away, just about 4.5 left in the first half. Old Abe's fans behind me make noise, urging on their team for a defensive stop, this time down. Ketterer, now Hinson. Hinson to the cutter. That's Kolstad. Kolstad will fade away, and Cole is going to pick up the loose ball foul as he and Ferguson battled for the rebound. Just like these players bring their best to the court, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. From roofing, siding, windows, doors, Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Visit ridgetopexteriors.com and score big. There's an outside shot for Yates, or Bauer. Bauer hits the three-pointer. And just like that, it's a 10-point game. I said the A's chip away. They've chipped it down to 10. Got a defensive stop the last time down, did Memorial. And we get a whistle under the basket. It's going to be team foul number 7 on Memorial. It's going to send Chris Cole to the Jamie Wenzel Surf Pro free throw line. Call Jamie Wenzel at Surf Pro for the number 1 choice in cleanup and restoration as Ferguson picks up his second here tonight. Shamar Simmons comes in. He will come and get Yates with the 2 fouls, or Ferguson with the 2 fouls. Pull and hits the first. When buying or selling, Brock & Decker Real Estate is a team you need by your side. Brock & Decker has all the tools you need to feel confident in selling or buying. Call Sammy or Sue today and visit them on North Central Avenue in Marshfield or brockanddecker.com. Pull hits a pair. Marshfield offensively, the pace had slowed until those 2 free throws from Pohl. And here's Jesperson, wild shot off the mark. Hinson quickly down to Pohl. He's got the 6-inch advantage on Mboga, and an offensive foul is called on Chris Pohl. Marshfield Tigers head coach Chris Fisher thought that there wasn't a lot of contact there, but our officials say, nope, that's an offensive foul on Pohl. That's his 3rd, and so Pohl will sit for the remainder of the half with the 3 fouls. Val Ramberg will come and take his spot. You see the replay there as Pohl had dipped down, and they say that was enough to draw the offensive foul. So one of the Marshfield threats on the bench for the rest of the half. Abe's trail by 12 with the ball. Turning the corner, Hedke gives off to Simmons. Now Jesperson. Back to Simmons. Simmons looked at the cutting. Jesperson thought better of it. And an offensive foul called on the A's. That foul is going to go on Bauer. Talked to Coach Chad Brisky before today's game. One thing he was concerned of, it was a very emotional win last night. You had Jesperson breaking the all-time scoring record. You play North, that's your number 1 rival in every sport. The gym was packed to the rafters. It had to be about 100 degrees. I'm not trying to exaggerate. It was hotter than hot in the gym last night. I was there. And so Coach Brisky was concerned. What had concerned him most was just the emotional situation last night, and then the team coming back to play less than 24 hours later, and a 2-hour trip on the bus. Hinson hit on the other side. Jesperson off the mark. Simmons, big rebound there for Shamar Simmons. So is that a 14-point deficit for Memorial? You can decide that. But I'm just telling you, that's what Coach Brisky was really concerned about. That was his number one concern here tonight was there any energy and emotion left in the tank for his A's? And this is going to be a loose ball foul called on Simmons. And we're going to shoot free throws on the loose ball foul. Now, if that's an offensive foul, we don't shoot free throws, but a loose ball foul we will, because that's team foul number 9. And that's going to send Landon Lee to the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. Lee, 8 points tonight, 3 of 3 from the free throw line. Check the hotline here. Preston cheering for the Stripes. That's usually who I cheer for. Offensive rebound for Hinson. Here's Ramberg, full head of steam for Val. The show continues for Marshfield with 100 seconds to play here in the first half. Simmons got by Ramberg, and they're going to call the foul there on Val. It's going to be a bonus free throw coming up for Simmons. That's team foul number 8. And another development here for Marshfield. Pohl with 3 fouls, now Ramberg with 3 fouls. 2 critical components of this Marshfield team in foul trouble here in the first half. Ethan Knecht in street clothes on the bench. He's the usual starter for these Tigers down low. So already without Knecht. And now the other 2 bigs on the bench for the remainder of the half. Simmons hits the first. So that's a story worth watching as we'll head into the second half here in a few minutes. The next time you shop insurance, call Brad Krecklau and Ian Pierce, your full-service rural mutual agents in Marshfield. Call 715-384-2826 for Rural Mutual of Marshfield. A minute 20. Here's Lee on the take. Lofts it up. Simmons will gather the board. Quickly now, Abe's on the run. Clark through traffic, floating in the lane. And rebound brought down by Hinson. Hinson looks up, sees too many black shirts, and will give off to Ketterer. Ketterer on the baseline. Lee cuts. Lee up off the backboard and good. Landon Lee hits. If you're out there watching, rewind that one later tonight. Landon Lee cut. He made himself available. He put his hands up, ready for the pass. That was a textbook cut from Landon Lee. Too strong for Hedke, and Lee with the rebound. Tigers lead by 17. And Marshfield will do everything it can here to hold for the last shot of the half. Started the possession with 32 seconds left to play here in the half, and will not get near the rim, and we'll get a timeout before that, and we will take that timeout. Marshfield 42, Eau Claire Memorial 25 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Welcome to Bruce Orthodontics, where we provide comprehensive orthodontic care to patients of all ages. We are now accepting new patients, and we accept most insurances.
Orthodontics is much more than just a job to me. It is my passion and my life. What separates us from other orthodontists is constant continuing education for myself and my staff, compassion, and dedication. Here at Bruce Orthodontics, we change lives one smile at a time. I'd love the opportunity to meet you and transform your smile.
Call us to set up your free consultation today.
And back here in Marshfield, as we come back to a replay, as we see Lee on that textbook cut. It was, I mean, kids, you got to rewind that one and watch that one. You're going to go to basketball camp maybe during the summer. Watch the play that Lee made there, and you'll see exactly how it's done. All right, 10 seconds out of the Marshfield timeout. They go now. Mockton sets the screen. Magnus Mockton in the game for the Tigers. Lee, 3 seconds. Lee will shoot it, and a foul. We're going to get free throws with 1.1 to play. Free throws from the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. Call Jamie Wenzel at Serve Pro for the number one choice in cleanup and restoration. Listen, gang, the snow's going to melt at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later. And it's unfortunate when it happens, but a basement floods, that's exactly what Jamie Wenzel can help you out with. Or if you know somebody that has that happen to them, give Jamie Wenzel at ServPro the call, and he'll get you back up and running in no time. Lee misses on the front end of the double bonus. And hits on the back end. Hey, during the halftime, I'm going to get you caught up with all kinds of stuff as Jesperson unleashes the football pass. Clark, good if it goes, and no. And your halftime ends like that. Marshfield, a huge first half, leads 43-25. Back with first half stats right after this on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Hey everybody, Nat over at Wheeler Chevrolet GMC, and I am standing in our all-new Express Lane. Open now, no appointment necessary. Stop on in and get things like oil changes, filters, quick lubes. No appointment necessary. See you soon.
The Sports Den, located on Marshfield's sunny south side since 1975. The Sports Den has the area's best selection of outdoor equipment. Find top brands of snowshoes, cross-country and downhill skis, snowboards, swimming equipment, skateboards, and more. The Sports Den has a full-service bike repair center along with top bike brands, Specialized, Trek, and others. The Sports Den is Central Wisconsin's Fat Bike headquarters. Visit the Sports Den in Marshfield Monday through Saturday and thesportsden.net.
Bauer & Find has been based in Marshfield since 1955. And if you're in business that long, you're obviously doing many things right. We always focus on selling world-class products, backing it up with world-class customer support.
Working with Bauer & Find Business Technologies has been a pleasure. We have staff on call that we can call if we ever have issues, and the printer usability has been really easy, user-friendly.
Give us a call, visit our website. We'd be happy to come in, talk to you. Maybe there's a way we can help you save some money and work more efficiently.
What a start, though. Oh, I'm back here at Marshfield at the Frederick Construction Fieldhouse here in Marshfield. Hi, everybody. Everybody at home, how's it going? Jason Zaleski here. Go through some first half scoring for you. We'll get my list here so I can kind of have a look at you. By the way, let's see, who else I have to say hi to? Dan. Hey, Dan, watching at home or wherever you might be. Thanks for watching the broadcast here tonight. For Eau Claire Memorial, first half scoring looks like this. Let me make sure I got it all straightened out here. There we go. Tay Ferguson leads Memorial. He's got 9 points here tonight. 5 points for Cooper Jesperson and Wesley Mboga. 3 points each for Julius Clark and Ian Bauer. And a single made free throw for Shamar Simmons. Eau Claire Memorial is 4 of 6 from the free throw line here tonight. For the Marshfield Tigers, they are led in scoring by Brooks Hinson. Hinson with 13 points, Landon Lee with 11, so 2 Tigers in double figures in scoring here in that 43-point first half. 6 points for Val Ramberg, 6 points for Chris Pohl, 7 points for Joey Ketterer, and again, both Pohl and Ramberg each with 3 fouls, in that first half. They are going to need to be careful because if there's a recipe for Memorial, and there's a few different ways to cut it, but the first thing that you might think about and start looking at, especially if you're Coach Brisky, is how do we get those guys, Ramberg and Pohl, how do we get them back on the bench? With Ethan Connect, the normal starting inside big guy in street clothes tonight, how do we get fouls number 4 on each of them, and maybe fouls 4 and 5, but you start with 4, let's at least get them back on the bench. and then maybe things get a little bit easier, because those are the two bigs for Marshfield. Ramberg comes in at 6'7". Pohl is 6'8". Pohl, I said it, when he's down low, or even Ramberg for that matter, they've got 5 to 7 inches on the nearest Old Abe's defender. So a big advantage there. But again, the 3 fouls for both of those guys are going to make their jobs a little more interesting and challenging as the second half will begin. We've got 5.5 left. We'll take a break. We're going to talk about seed math when we return right here on Zaleski Sports. Founded in 2011, Marshfield Fast Pitch is a competitive fast pitch softball club. Players range in age from 7 to 18 years old. They consist of girls from central Wisconsin and headquartered in Marshfield. Throughout the year, teams compete in tournaments locally, around the state, and nationally. During the winter, practices, lessons, and clinics are held at our indoor facility. Marshfield Fast Pitch specializes in player physical and mental development with the hopes of making a big impact on their team. Visit our website at marshfieldfastpitch.com.
From humble beginnings in 1904, the Wheatrick family has grown Grassland Dairy Products into one of the largest processors of butter in the nation. Based in Greenwood, Wisconsin, the family and its hundreds of employees continue their pursuit of providing high-quality products that can proudly be served in restaurants and homes across America.
Uncle Minton wants you to ride into huge savings this tax season.
With up to 76% off furniture and Mittens pays the tax, you honestly can't miss this sale.
We're your one-stop shop for all your favorite brands of appliances.
Get the latest sleep technology for your best night's rest.
And save the tax. Mittens Furniture, Appliances, and Mattresses is dedicated to stretch your dollars further this tax season in downtown Marshfield.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Back here at the Frederick Construction Fieldhouse as we get ready for the start of the second half. Marshfield leads 43-25. Trevor, go ahead and throw up the seed math graphic back on the screen. We'll talk about that just so very briefly. Again, as we were at tip-off here today on seed math found at ZaleskiSports.com, VIPs already know this. They already know the seeds that will be announced tomorrow. But at tip-off, Marshfield came in as the 3, Memorial sat at the 2. With the Memorial win, they would look to challenge Kaukauna for that number 1 seed in Section 1, Division 1, and then Marshfield would be the 3. A Marshfield win would look to slot them in the 2 and Memorial be the 3. So that's kind of the seed math coming into this one. It's a fun thing to look at as playoff seeds are officially released by the WIAA tomorrow. We will talk to coaches in our 2025 Zaleski Sports Coaches Playoff Preview Show tomorrow. Show hits up at 2:15, first coach at 2:30. We talked to 8 coaches from around the state, including the 2 coaches that are involved in this game right here tonight. Chad Brisky and Chris Fisher will be on that show, and we will look forward to talking to both of them, plus 6 others as we get ready for boys basketball playoffs. Girls basketball playoffs hit full throat on Tuesday, and we've got a triumvirate of girls basketball playoff games for you live on Tuesday. Check out the full schedule at ZaleskiSports.com. Let's step aside for 90 seconds. Back for second half right after this on Zaleski Sports.
BBD Sports Shop is your one-stop headquarters for everything outdoors this summer. They have turkey calls, decoys, and more from HS Strut, Mojo, and Woodhaven. Food plot seed and mineral from Big & J, Real Deal, Big Tine, and Whitetail Magic. And a wide variety of Big Bear Down scent sprays and bear bait. By the bag, by the barrel, and by the truckload. 2 convenient Wisconsin locations or online at BigBearDown.com.
Hi, I'm Shai from Next Step Prosthetics. 5 years ago, we opened our practice to provide life-changing prosthetics that are both comfortable and functional.
I would definitely recommend Shai.
Shai is very compassionate, caring.
We've grown to serve patients throughout Wisconsin. We want to thank them, their families, and providers who have trusted us on their journey.
Go to Next Step, because it's going to change your life.
Why wait another day? Call to set up a free, no-obligation evaluation. Let us take the next step together towards a better life.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. The tools you trust from the people you can depend on. Shop the store within a store and find what you're looking for.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for. Now that's what I was looking for.
Looks like you found what you're looking for.
We redesigned our store to offer the biggest selection of Milwaukee tools.
A selection so big you'll need a map to find your way out.
Hiller's True Value in Marshfield, Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center.
And second half action underway here at the Frederick Construction Fieldhouse. Marshfield coming in ranked 11 in Division 1, ahead of the visiting Eau Claire Memorials, ranked number 7 in Division 1, 43-25. As Zamboga rises in the lane and hits. Again, leading scorer in the first half for Memorial, Tay Ferguson with 9. And for Marshfield, it's Brooks Hinson with 13. Boy, there's a name from the past. Yeah, you call games long enough, you start calling brothers and sisters and cousins and everybody else. Eventually, fathers and sons and mothers and daughters. Here, Lee in the lane and hits. How did Landon Lee get that one to go? We may never know. Got to get to everybody online. Again, Conman, Tanner, Dan, and Preston. Okay, thanks for watching the broadcast tonight, and all the rest of you. Just bashful, right? Bashful to chat. I get it. Here's Hinson for 3. That off back iron. Ramberg battled for the rebound with the 3 fouls, and it's last off of Jesperson. Again, that's the storyline I'm watching as we begin the second half. Both Pohl and Ramberg for Marshfield, 2 key components with 3 fouls. And Ethan Connect in street clothes on the bench. Hinson, Jesperson close out on him. There's Ketterer all alone and laid it in. Ketterer got the roll. You learn when it's your home floor. You learn how to do that because this is where you have gym class. And we're going to get a flopping call on Marshfield. Call's going to go on Lee. His second. So they say Lee took a dive on that one. Coach Fisher looking for an extra explanation to that. Okay, that's a warning. So no foul on Lee, a warning. Mike Steinwagner, our PA, says a flop warning. Okay, so we correct it. And we move on. Here's Clark now. Clark crossed over Lee to the rack and good. And 1 for Julius Clark. Clark with the blow-by. So talked about one of the recipes for Memorial to climb back in this one is continue to put pressure on Pohl and Ramberg and get one or both to pick up their 4th foul. And then I would think the other recipe has got to be just what we saw there. Get to the free throw line, able to score points where the clock stopped. 15-point lead for the Tigers, 15:50 to play. But I think it's got to be both things. Got to get Pohl and Ramberg to the bench with 4 fouls and got to get to the free throw line. Here's Pohl turning on Simmons and layup too strong and jump ball is the call. It's going to stay with the Tigers. Tigers won the opening tip. There were no jump balls in the first half. Memorial inbounded to start the second half, and our first jump ball now goes to Marshfield. So Lee to inbound. And a 3 for Ketterer. Ketterer buries the 3, his second tonight. He's got 12. He joins Hinson and Lee in double figures. Coach Fisher didn't like the way that defensive possession started there for Marshfield. And Ketterer on the run. Joey Ketterer. Layup is good. And Joey had an idea to dunk that one and nearly missed the layup at the same time. Marshfield up by 22. And we say that Jesperson dribbled out of bounds. It's going to be Marshfield basketball. Ketterer saves the day in front of the Marshfield bench. And then we get a foul called on Hedke. Again, through the first quarter of play, if you remember back to that far, Marshfield started this game 24-7. They now open the lead to 22 here in the second half. Hinson, 3 on the way. That was off the mark. Hedke with a nice rebound. Hedke still with it at the free throw line. Now Clark works around Hinson, over the top of Ramberg and good. Clark with the bucket. He's got 8. Downstairs to Pohl. Pohl turns, pivots, left hand is good. And again for Marshfield, you see some of these reasons why it's important to have both 1 and 24 in this game and in any game. Just the things that they're able to do, especially on the inside, so important to where the Tigers want to be offensively. Clark, 3, he was left alone and missed that one. Lee is going to let it go out of bounds, and the Tigers will inbound. ShedsDelivered.com is your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. See the display lots in Marshfield, Medford, and Wisconsin Rapids, and ShedsDelivered.com. Here's Ramberg. Ramberg dribbled off his leg. Good defense there from Shamar Simmons. Put pressure on Ramberg. Jesperson. Marshfield thought that was a bad screen out there. Here's Mboga and hits. And we get a timeout on the floor. Or not a timeout. Bench warning is assessed to Marshfield. There's Lee on the run ahead of Clark. Now spins. Good recovery defense there from Julius Clark. 13 to play. Marshfield leads by 20. Hinson works on Jesperson. And Jesperson attempted to cut off the baseline drive of Hinson, is going to pick up the foul. And that's the first on Cooper Jesperson. Second in the half on the Old Abe's. Lee surveys into Ketterer. Coach Fisher had called for the timeout, didn't get it, and Ramberg has his pocket stripped by Clark. Clark skipped past to Jesperson, quick trigger, came up short, and Mboga there to clean it up. 11 now for Mboga. He the first in double figures for Memorial. That's why you got teammates come out there and give a helping hand. Pohl takes a look. Now Lee. Lee on the step back. Just missed. Rebound Jesperson. Here comes Jesperson working on Hinson and travel. Marshfield to inbound, up by 18. Again, Marshfield coming in 16-5 overall, champions in the Wisconsin Valley. Eau Claire 17-3 overall, undefeated as well, champions in the Big Rivers Conference. Here's Pohl on the flamingo shot, missed. Jesperson on the rebound. I call those one-leggers like that, flamingo. Here's Jesperson and a shooting foul, and the foul is assessed to Lee. So Jesperson's going to go to the free throw line, where he is 2 of 2 tonight, third on Lee. So Lee joins Ramberg and Pohl with 3 fouls. Although Pohl and rebound have played foul-free for the first 6.5 here of half number 2. And Jesperson, third is as pure as the first 2. Tay Ferguson comes in, Simmons will take a break. Jesperson looking to go 4 of 4 from the line here tonight. And does. No such thing as an announcer jinx. That's all myth and legend. And a bad myth at that. Hinson calls the play, now at Pohl. Lee looked at the cutter, that was Hinson, wasn't there. It was defended really well by Bryce Hedke. Ketterer in the corner. Here's Ramberg all the way. 8 points tonight for Ramberg. Hedke turned the corner and an offensive foul is called on Hedke. His second, team third. So foul gives the ball back to the Tigers. 10:40 to play in what has some seed implications here tonight and a possible playoff preview as well. Hinson leans in. And whistle blows, hang on. And they're going to, officials came to talk to the memorial bench after that basket was made. Okay. All right. Yeah, if these teams end up being the 2 and the 3, could end up seeing them play again sooner rather than later. Here's Jesperson, too strong, and last off of Ramberg, and it's going to stay with the Abes. Jesperson the inbound into Mboga. Here's Hinson on the run. 17 for Brooks Hinson. Yeah, the 3 and the 2 are on the same half of the bracket. That would be your sectional semifinal game. If the 2 and the 3, if chalk were to hold, and if this outcome holds, we believe it is Memorial the 3, Marshfield the 2. Hinson, 3 on the way, that one off the mark. And we're going to get a foul on Chris Pohl. That's going to be Pohl's 4th. And so the first Tiger to 4 is Pohl. And right over the bench goes Chris Fisher. That will give Chris Pohl an exit. Cam Kolstad is going to come in as Pohl picks up his 4th with 9:42 to play. So whether intentional or not, the Abes able to assess Pohl his 4th. Now, as far as that 2 versus 3 sectional semifinal, again, you've got to win to get there. The 2 or the 3, you're still playing the same 2 home games, regional, semi, and final. So there's not a lot of difference there. You go to a neutral site for that sectional semifinal game. So there's a real argument that if you're the 2 or the 3, it doesn't really matter other than who you play in the regional games. That's the difference. And perhaps you match up this way or that way against what turns out to be the 7 or the 10 if you're the 2, or the 6 or the 11 if you're the 3. And in the olden days, unfortunately, to my opinion, coaches would sometimes sandbag. They would lobby for a certain seed, not even caring or wanting to care about their resume, but I'd rather be on this half or that half of the bracket, and that really lended itself to, okay, well, we got to clean this up. We can't have coaches deliberately going one way or the other way, or conspiring against other coaches in the seed room to get a certain seed. So here we are in mathematical seeding now for the 3rd year in boys and girls basketball in Wisconsin. That's how we got there. Conspiracies and, gaming the system, all those kinds of things. 4th quarter of play underway. Marshfield, 22-point lead. Clark turning in the lane, and a foul is coming on who? I think this is Lee. Either Lee or Ramberg. It's going to be number 4, and it's the 4th on Landon Lee. So Lee picks up his 4th. Marshfield resting on a 22-point lead with the foul situation. I don't believe they're resting, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Very fortunate to have the lead they do with the foul trouble that's been brewing here during the game. As Clark hits on the front end, Magnus Mockton comes in for Lee. So Lee and Pohl sit with 4 fouls. 8:36 to play. Ramberg on the floor with 3. And the Abes 4 of 4 in the second half from the free throw line. Again, that's got to be part of where the comeback comes from, is stopping the clock and hitting your free throws. And the Abes have done it here in the second half to some extent. Marshfield, no doubt, aware of the 20-point lead and 8 minutes to play. Look for the Tigers to wear out the clock as much as they want to wear out the Abes defensively. And as Ramberg got caught, Tigers call the timeout. They lead by 20 on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com. At House of Heating, making your home comfortable is our biggest priority. That's why we offer dependable HVAC solutions and quality work in central Wisconsin. Our pros are knowledgeable in a wide variety of services, so you can feel confident in your results. They'll offer the support you need, whether it's putting in a modern HVAC system or working on and maintaining your current unit. Get in touch with House of Heating at 715-384-3163 or contact houseofheating.com. House of Heating, heating and cooling the air you breathe. Tigers lead by 20, 8:13 to play. Next Step Prosthetics, providing prosthetic and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step and contact Next Step today. Give Shy and the rest of the gang a call. Been into the clinic just over by Walmart here in Marshfield a number of times, and not only are the patients in there getting the treatment they need, but they're having fun too. That's the main thing I take away from that, is when I walk in there, there's smiles on the faces of the folks that are in there getting treatment from Shy. And out of bounds goes the dribble of Ketterer. Again, reminder, 2025 boys basketball playoff coaches playoff preview show live right here on this channel tomorrow at 2:15. First coach calls in at 2:30, and 8 coaches, including the 2 coaches in this game here tonight. So tune in starting at 2:15 tomorrow right here on this Zaleski Sports channel. Shot from Ferguson off the mark. Tigers with the rebound. 7.5 to play. Time a factor with the 20-point margin. Ramberg on the baseline, cut off there by Jesperson. Now Kettering Lane blocked by Ferguson. Ball batted into the backcourt. Hinson will chase it down. No shot clock in Wisconsin high school basketball, so Tigers, even though not able to hit the rim, able to bring the ball back up the floor and start again. There's Kolstad, guarded there by Clark. Now Ramberg with Ferguson nearby. Hinson, the closeout by Bauer. Cycle through the names on the floor for both of these teams. There's Hinson, rises and off the mark. Gets his own rebound on the shot fake. He's fouled. And 2 free throws coming up for Brooks Hinson. Foul is going to be called on Ian Bauer. Bauer picks up his third. It's the 4th team foul. Shooting foul does send Brooks Hinson to the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. And the first free throw tonight for Brooks Hinson is good. Again, Marshfield was 6 of 9 in the first half from the free throw line, now 7 of 10 on the game. That was a 58-second possession for the Tigers. So 2 for 2 from the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. Lead again reaches 22 for Marshfield. Jesperson to the hole, he's fouled, and free throws coming for the Old Aves. So I mentioned the comeback recipe for Eau Claire Memorial a few times. They do have 2 Tigers with 4 fouls on the bench. Ramberg stands to the right of Jesperson in the front of your screen with 3 fouls. So they've been able to get Tigers into foul trouble and have now hit all 6 free throws here in the second half. But now a new element of the comeback formula comes into play. With 6:22 to play, it's defensive stops. It's tough to play perfect, I grant you that. But for Memorial at this point, you find it really tough to figure out how they can complete the comeback, even with Tigers in foul trouble, even with making the free throws, if they're not able to stop Marshfield essentially every time down. If the Tigers are going to take 50, 55 second possessions, and maybe even just stopping is not enough. You got to do things like that. You got to block a shot, and they do, and Boga with the block. So maybe I've even got to take it one step further, if you don't mind me talking to you for a bit here, is not only do you have to get stops, so you probably got to get steals. You can't, you really can't even let Marshfield get 20-second possessions down by 20. Jesperson picks up the foul. It's the 5th team foul, so no free throws coming for the Tigers. Second on Jesperson. And Shamar Simmons and Julius Clark will come in. Off go Ian Bauer and Tay Ferguson for the Aves. Chris Pohl back in the game for Marshfield as Magnus Mockton leaves. So Pohl and Ramberg. Pohl with the 4 fouls, Ramberg with 3. He's played foul-free here in the second half. Lee back on the floor as well for the Tigers with the 4 fouls. And this will be a foul on Simmons as the Aves notch their 6th foul in the half. Hiller's True Value is Central Wisconsin's Milwaukee Tool Destination Center. Check out current promotions and get great deals on Milwaukee tools today from the people you depend on. Hiller's True Value in Marshfield. Here's Lee, high off the glass, and one, Landon Lee. And that puts the comeback formula of any formula now for Memorial in serious jeopardy. Pohl comes out, Mockton comes in. And we've got Jack Strunitzky waiting to check in for Marshfield after the Lee free throw, and he's obviously coming in for Lee on the make, and does. So Strnitsky will come in and let Lee take a break. And with 5:21 to play, Marshfield on its largest lead of the night. Maybe you think DuPole and Lee need to come back in. Long three from Jesperson comes up short. Marshfield student section, a half-hearted chant after the missed three from Jesperson. Now Pohl comes back in, so and Lee does too. So offense-defense substitution is the game plan unveiled now for Coach Chris Fisher. In it comes to Hinson. Is going to work clock here as much as anything else. Lee, Clark out on him. Next Memorial foul will lead to Marshfield free throw. Tigers are in the bonus, and there it is. So that'll be a foul on Amboga. That'll send Brooks Hinson to the free throw line. He is 2 of 2 from the Jamie Wenzel Surf Pro free throw line here tonight. Take a look through the Marshfield Tigers non-conference schedules. We begin to put this, what looks like a win, in perspective for Marshfield. Lost to Appleton East out of conference. Did beat La Crosse Central, Division II school. Lost to Brookfield Central out of conference. In Florida as Hinson hits. Did lose to 2 really good teams from Ohio in that tournament, or in that event. Beat Hudson. Lost to Wanakee, and beat Eau Claire North, and beat Chippewa Falls. So you kind of think about this win, and this being the signature win for Marshfield on the season, which again is a lot of credit to Eau Claire Memorial. You know, when you play, 2 really good teams are playing, somebody's going to win, and it turns out the team that beat you, it's their signature win on the year. That says a lot about your team as well. With a 15-point or a 25-point situation with 4:29 to play, you can begin to comfortably look at Marshfield winning this game here tonight. Nate wants the shot clock thoughts. Well, Nate, if you've heard anything about what I've said the last few years, it is desperately needed in our state to keep basketball here modern and effective, as Ramberg is going to pick up his 4th. It was a really good drive there. Nice take from Bryce Hedke. He earns 2 free throws, as Hedke has been kept off the score sheet to this point here tonight. You know, Minnesota's got the shot clock. Illinois, if they don't have it now, they have it next year. We're talking about modern day basketball. The majority of the states in our country have a shot clock. South Dakota has a shot clock. Iowa, I believe, is one of those states. But Minnesota, Wisconsin, I think that's a comparison enough right there. Obviously, we're neighbors with Minnesota. They have fewer population than we do in Wisconsin, but you think about that, most schools in Minnesota are rural, most schools in Wisconsin are rural, and the biggest pushback I hear is, well, my school is too small to have a shot clock. Well, if Minnesota can do it with far more rural schools than we have here in Wisconsin, Wisconsin can surely do it. If they've figured out a way, they've been able to muscle up and enter into modern basketball, and we should be able to do it here in Wisconsin as well. So I hope the Coaches Association are able to figure that out and implement that sooner rather than later. Foul on Hedke sends Hinson to the line. There you go. That's my condensed version. Free throw good for Brooks. Hinson lines up the second from the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line and knocks it down. 6 of 7 free throw shooting for Hinson, and he's got a game high 23. Here goes Jesperson leaning in and hits. And timeout is called, and we will take the timeout. 3:49 to play. Marshfield pulling away here late in the second half on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Take your valuable possessions from outdoors to indoors with help from ShedsDelivered.com. It's your one-stop shop for sheds, barns, cabins, garages, greenhouses, chicken coops, and hunting blinds, all crafted by skilled Amish artisans. Headquartered in Loyal, Rod and April make it easy. Just visit ShedsDelivered.com to design your perfect structure. With short lead times and free delivery and installation, Sheds Delivered is the smart choice for outdoor storage. That's ShedsDelivered.com. Go today.
And back here in Marshfield as we take a look at folks visiting from Eau Claire. And you can see the look on their faces there, just some head scratches and the fan reaction as their boys trail by 23 here on the road tonight. Not what the Abe's fans were hoping to see, but again, a lot of basketball left to be played. The first round of the playoffs for these two teams will be in 13 days, so you've got all next week. Memorial with 3 games on the schedule to play next week, so 3 games to get whatever happened here ironed out. As Tuesday, host La Crosse Central, Thursday at Menominee, and then Friday over at the Sonntag we'll play Totino Grace. So you talk about one of those Minnesota teams that's familiar with the shot clock. Totino Grace ends the regular season for Memorial next week. And then there'll be a week layoff until a regional semifinal game as what looks now to be the 3-seeded Eau Claire Memorial Old Abe's. So Clark picks up the foul, his second, and Landon Lee to the free throw line. 5 of 7 from the line is Lee. Double bonus now for the Tigers. And Lee hits the first. A couple of the new Tigers will come in. Magnus Mockton and Jack Sternitzky back in the game. We look ahead to Marshfield next week. On Tuesday, it's a game at Neenah. That's a sectional opponent. And our current seed math shows the Neenah Rockets as a 10 seed, so a potential regional final game for Marshfield. So perhaps a playoff preview Tuesday. We'll be there live on Zaleski Sports. And then Marshfield wraps up the regular season here on Thursday against Wisconsin Rapids. Also live on Zaleski Sports. Ketterer with 3:08 to play is going to call the timeout. And we will do the same. Marshfield leads here on Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Little Sprouts Learning Garden with 2 convenient central Wisconsin locations. Here's Brooke Sievers to tell us about it.
Little Sprouts has been around for almost 7 years here in Auburndale. In Rudolph, we've been open for about 2.5. We serve here in Auburndale, we have 6 weeks old up until 12-year-olds. And then in Rudolph, we have 1-year-olds up until 12-year-olds. The biggest thing that we do with them is we have play-based learning so that they learn through play with each other. And social skills are a huge part of what we do with them.
Find Little Sprouts Learning Garden on Facebook today.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
3:06 to play. There's some of the Marshfield fans, and yeah, you take some selfies, you're smiling, telling jokes, high fives. It's just a different scene on that side here tonight. Again, with 3:06 to play, Marshfield 71-46. BBD Sports Shop, your one-stop shop For everything outdoors, shop 2 convenient Central Wisconsin locations in Cadott and Abbotsford, or online at bigbeardown.com. Make sure to stay tuned to our Nasonville Dairy postgame show. We'll have Marshfield Tigers head coach Chris Fisher, and Coach always brings one of the guys over. We'll talk to both about what looks like a Marshfield win here tonight. Again, regular season ends next week, but the end of the seed regular season ends in 3 hours and 35 minutes. The folks over at the association in Stevens Point are going to get to work waiting for final scores to come in tonight. They'll probably have most of them in by 9:30 into 10 o'clock, and that work goes into Sunday morning, where they are going through the mathematical formula and give you final official seeds tomorrow at 10 a.m. as a matter of fact, as Ketterer hits from the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. Good free throw there from Joey Ketterer. And our friend Mark Miller on the statewide show at 10 o'clock. And then again, right here on this channel, we'll have our Coaches Playoff Preview show starting at 2:15 with coaches calling in from all over the state. 8 coaches, as a matter of fact, including Chad Brisky and Chris Fisher. So there's your Sunday. I don't know what else is going on tomorrow. No NFL football. And Clark is going to earn himself a pair of free throws. Looks like Magnus Mockton, the fouling party, his second. Clark, a hanging, scooping layup attempt. Check the hotline here for other messages. Funding is an issue, says Preston and Shot Clock. Okay, but funding was maybe an issue in Minnesota, and how did they figure it out, Preston? I mean, that's really what it comes down to, is how did a state with less people and more rural schools figure out how to do it? And the answer is, I guess I'm being a little combative here, but the answer is because they wanted to bring basketball in a modern era in Minnesota. That's how they did it, because they wanted to, Preston. I appreciate you watching. I promise it's not personal to me. Kimberly boys in the playoffs. Well, Kimberly lost last night, right, to Kaukauna. And then apparently just some time after the game concluded, their coach turned in his resignation within, I guess, a matter of minutes after the game ended last night. So have an interim coach. Will the Kimberly Papermakers, when they head to the playoffs, go to ZaleskiSports.com, click VIP. That's how you find out. I'll tell you, they don't have a home game. So that's my hint there. Yeah, we put in 250 hours a season into the seed math, and we figure that's worth your subscription on the website. Headkey with the 3. So Bryce Headkey in the scorebook. We'll take our final commercial break here tonight with 2:10 to play. You're watching high school basketball as Zaleski Sports, presented by ShedsDelivered.com.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from Security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
And thanks to our season-long sponsor, Security Health Plan, and all the others that you heard from today, for making these games possible. Gross Motors, Forward Bank, Marshfield Fast Pitch, Wheelers, the Sports Den, Bauer & Fine, Grassland, Mittens, House of Heating, Little Sprouts, Nasonville Dairy. They're the ones making all this possible, as Chris Pohl with the exclamation point. Our officials are going to assess a technical foul, as they say that Pohl could have released the rim sooner than what he did. Take a look at the replay here on the baseball pass from Lee. And as Pohl goes up. Okay. There's certainly argument to be made there, right, that there were players underneath. And as every Marshfield fan in attendance comes to their feet, they're going to try to make these free throws hard for Jesperson. And gave a standing ovation to Chris Pohl. Trevor, after the free throw, let's wind that back one more time, please. For me, this is just for learning what a technical foul is on a dunk. I just want to educate myself. So we see one run, somewhat underneath. There's that Clark down there. And Mboga was nearby. Okay. Here's Jesperson, lines up the three. I am not completely well versed in the player safety aspect of that call. Maybe you at home are. I am not. Let's see. Matt checks in. Pewaukee De Pere are locked in a close one. All right. Yeah, Preston, just going off the conversation there. Yeah, I think what is due is Joey Ketterer heads to the Jamie Wenzel Serve Pro free throw line. I think what's due is somewhat of a, I don't know what you call it, a mini series of interviews from us here at Zaleski Sports to some of the rural schools in Minnesota. Maybe that would help out. We can hear right from them on how they were able to make that possible with fewer people and more rural schools. And part of what I've heard from some of the smaller schools is the funding, but the other part of it is they believe they don't have anybody to run the shot clock. So again, but how did the smaller Minnesota schools find the people to run the shot clock? And maybe some folks in the Coaches Association elsewhere, perhaps there would do themselves good to contact some of their counterparts in Minnesota. Just ask, how'd you do it? Maybe we're just missing some easy information. Here's underneath to Mockton on the dime from Lee. Magnus Mockton in the scorebook tonight. Under 1 minute to play. Marshfield students getting excited for those that are about to check in for the Tigers. And we get a timeout. I said we'd keep it here. We will. I will live up to what I say. We'll keep it here for that. The Abes take the timeout to retain possession, but that will allow Marshfield to make the substitutions. And some of the Marshfield students excited for their classmates to come in here in the final 45 seconds and impress on the home floor. Again, make sure to stay tuned. After this one's done, we're not going anywhere. You shouldn't either. Our Nasonville Dairy postgame show will begin with Coach Chris Fisher and player or two. Every now and then, Coach brings a couple players with him, so it's a surprise to me. Coach picks his participants, and I'm just here. I'm all about that action, boss. I'm here for it. So stay tuned. Let's see what Coach has to say about it. Very impressive. Again, I called it Marshfield's signature win of the year. I will ask Coach if he feels the same way. Here's Clark. And threw it up, ball loose, and grabbed by Ketterer. We've got Afton Hamill on the floor for Marshfield, Josh Steinbeck as well. But Ketterer is going to do his best to dribble this one out with less than 20 seconds to play. The crowd chants Afton, Afton. But my man's not going to get the ball. It's Afton Hamill, 5'8" senior for the Tigers, and the horn is sounded. And this one has come to an end as the Marshfield Tigers victorious here tonight. Your final score, Marshfield 80 and Eau Claire Memorial 54. We'll go through some scoring leaders and other information shortly as our Nasonville Dairy postgame show begins now. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. NasonvilleDairy.com. Get the cheese curds in Marshfield and Curtis and NasonvilleDairy.com. Back with Coach Chris Fisher and our Zaleski Sports Highlight House Player of the Game right after this from Nasonville Dairy.
Good day. My name is Ken Hyman, and welcome to Nasonville Dairy here in central Wisconsin, Marshfield, Wisconsin, as a matter of fact. Nasonville Dairy actually goes back to 1885. We are the oldest plant in Wood County. When our father brought us here in the early 1960s, we ran 7,500 pounds of milk a day. We now run 1.8 million pounds of milk a day. We buy dairy milk from 200 dairy farmers here in central Wisconsin, produce it, and ship it all over the world. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. This has allowed us to go to a lot of different countries. Our furthest accounts are now in China, Japan, Canada, Saudi Arabia. We do ship to Mexico, as well as a number of other places throughout the world. This is what we call Cheese Making 101. We tried to walk you through the cheese plant today, and we're in hopes that you see our people, what they're doing, and the amount of work that goes into producing the products that we hope you enjoy. We make a lot of different cheeses. We make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmer's Cheese, Peach Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Fury, Seco, Parm, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Cafflatiri, Caffla Graviera, 20 different flavors of Monterey, as well as making Edam, Gouda, and Munster. And the cheese be with you.
I think we're live right here. You want a microphone? We'll hook you up. All right, there's Chuck right there, everybody. You wave to Chuck at home. All right, well, let's go through some game scoring here. See you, Chuck. Go through some game scoring. It's Val's daddy stopping by here. How about that? Kind of a celebrity sighting in that way. Was a fantastic high school basketball player in Granton, Wisconsin, a long time ago. All right, here, Eau Claire Memorial. Go through scoring for the Old Abes. Julius Clark with 14 points tonight. 12 points for Cooper Jesperson, 9 points for Tay Ferguson, 11 points for Wesley Mboga, 3 points for Ian Bauer, 3 points for Bryce Hedke, and a made free throw for Shamar Simmons. Those are the 54 points for the Old Abes here tonight. Eau Claire Memorial 12 of 13 in the second half. They were 6 of 19 for the game. Spectacular free throw shooting night, and again, I said, coming into the second half, that was one of the pieces of the comeback puzzle for Memorial, was to get to the free throw line and make free throws in the second half. They did that, just not able to get any stops on the defensive end. That was, again, it was, what do we have here, 18 point deficit to go into the halftime. So, Eau Claire Memorial put themselves in a bind headed into the halftime, but the one way to climb out of it was free throws. They were 12 of 13. You really can't do much better than that. And the other way to get out of the bind was defensive stops. They just weren't able to get that accomplished here tonight. For Marshfield, they are led in scoring. Brooks Hinson had 23 points for the Tigers. Joey Ketterer with 19 points. 17 points tonight for Landon Lee. 8 points for Valen Ramberg. 10 points for Chris Pohl. And a bucket for Magnus Mockton as Mike Steinwagner checks in here. Our beloved public address. Wave to the folks at home there. There we go. Yeah, I mean we're waiting for Coach here. We might as well strap you up. What'd you see tonight from the scores table?
Well, I'll tell you, they came out aggressive right away, and I mean, I know Chris Fisher is going to say the same thing, but they came out very, very aggressive right away, and Eau Claire Memorial didn't score until about the 11-minute mark of that first half. So they jumped out to that 15-point lead right away, and they were aggressive all night long.
Yeah, I had them 24-7 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah.
And at that point, things became really difficult for Eau Claire Memorial to come away successful here tonight.
Oh, exactly. And I'll tell you, they got into foul trouble. I mean, Chris got in foul trouble there, and also Valen got in foul trouble.
Yeah.
But I thought Chris Fisher did a nice job in that second half of kind of doing a line change in hockey, with putting Landon in there with that four fouls he had, and also Chris, of bringing them in with foul situation and using them for offense instead of defense.
Yeah.
And in the final 9 minutes, Marshfield goes 14 for 15 at the line.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to take the microphone away from you because we've got the man coming into us right here. As we'll have Coach pull up a chair here. Again, this is our Nasonville Dairy post-game show. Nasonville Dairy, fresh cheese curds made daily. NasonvilleDairy.com. Have I ever lied to you? I don't think so.
Maybe you have.
I don't think so. We'll pop this on you. You guys can just stand by. We'll get our players of the game coming here. Coach, 80-54. I said during the broadcast, I'm looking for your reaction, your signature win of the year here tonight.
Potentially, yeah. It's a very up and down game. It's a very so many ups and downs throughout your season, and the last couple games, how we weren't really pleased with our performance. We were getting the wins, but there was something that just felt a little bit empty about them. And a lot of that just had to do with putting the ball in the basket. So we put a little bit more emphasis on attacking through the paint tonight. And right off the bat, we were getting really good looks, getting a lot of paint touches, a lot of paint attacks. We started off strong and we defended at a high level tonight. Played offense. I think our ball movement may have done the best all year. It's very encouraging to see, but we know that this game can be very fleeting. It's very fickle, and we've got to make sure that we continue to prepare with humility and perform with confidence.
Talk about on the defensive end, Cooper Jesperson, their school's all-time leading scorer. That just happened last night. Went to the halftime with 5 points. He finished with 12. Is that job well done?
You try to make things as difficult as possible with a player as talented as Jesperson. He's so good at coming around screens. He's got a real quick, accurate release. I thought, Brooks was the primary defender on him, but there were so many other guys guarding screeners that would just kind of make him take a different path to the ball. We closed out well. You try to make things as difficult as possible, and I think he did that.
Lastly, for you, Coach, 19 of 25 from the free throw line. So you got there often.
Not good enough. It's not good enough.
No,
we need to get that to
20%.
We need to get that to 80% or higher as a team. Because the indicator of real close games when you get into late February and March is usually the free throw line. We got there, but we got to make a few more.
Okay.
congratulations on what I think is a big win for your team tonight, and good luck at Neenah on Tuesday.
Thanks, Jason. Roll Tigers.
All right, we'll take that from you. You guys come and sit in these chairs here. Yeah, yeah. I mean, share it with your friends, but that's for you. Yeah. I'm the best. I don't know about that. I don't know if Coach gives out the best designations very often. I'll take one. I'm just going to stay right here. You guys can wave at the camera. That's our live feed right there. Turn around some stats here. Joey, let's start with you. 19 points today. You heard Coach talk about the free throws. You were perfect from the free throw line, so I guess good, right?
I missed one at the end.
You did miss one. Yep, I'm sorry, you missed one. So 50 free throws tomorrow for you. That's the discipline there. Just talk about your game tonight and how your teammates were able to find you.
My game was pretty much just to not let number 3 get a shot, which I tried to do. And then, Landon, Brooks just finding me when I'm open, knock down the shot. Pretty much, that's it.
Number 3 didn't make a field goal until about 5 minutes left.
Yeah.
When you guys are watching film and those kind of things, what are some of the tendencies? Maybe not 3, but just what is your strategy? What are you looking for when coaches are showing you the game? Tell me that too.
I'm looking how they move off the ball, how I can get through screens, just pretty much just get coached on how to play defense on them. Our Coach O'Shea and Coach Shepard gave us a really good scout plan, and then we executed it.
Brooks, you missed a free throw tonight.
I did?
You did. So 50 more for you tomorrow, too. The defense, you drew their guys, he set his school scoring mark last night. You said it here a few months ago. Just tell us about the challenge that you felt was ahead of you against Cooper tonight.
Yeah, me and Cooper have been playing each other for as long as I can remember. AAU with the guy, I love the guy, but I love to compete against him too. So I just think that rivalry, that when we step on the court, we're not friends anymore. I think that's big for us. I think I like competing against him. I like beating him.
Yeah, you can Snapchat him tonight. Everything's going to be cool, right? Yeah. Everything's going to be good until maybe in the playoffs, and then you got to cool it with them after that. A little bit of foul trouble for some of your teammates, especially in the second half. What do you pride yourself in when, one, you got to kind of protect those guys in foul trouble, and then 2, maybe pick up some slack. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I just try to be a leader. I try to calm them down when they get a foul that they don't think is a foul. I try to do my best to not foul myself, but be in the right position so they don't have to foul. And that in defense, we just defensive progression, just learning all of our spots on the court and to just play without fouling.
And then lastly, 24/7 start. So how do you explain that?
We were pumped up. We told ourselves we weren't going to lose this game, and that's what we did.
Good. Seeds get released tomorrow. Joey, what do you care about your playoff seed? Does it matter a whole lot?
No, we'll fight whoever we get.
I like that. All right. Let's see here. We'll look at this camera here. I'll count you down. You guys done this before, and if you want to figure out, what you want to do here. Yeah, this is like old hat, man. The bad news is we won't be able to do this after this year. That's kind of the bad news here. So let's make it a good one. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
I'm Joey Ketter.
I'm Brooks Hinson.
And we're in the house.
All right. Nice job tonight, guys.
Thank
Congratulations. You. Good luck on Tuesday over at Neenah, all right? All right. Good luck, Joey. Thanks a lot. All right. Well, let's bring this steamship to a screeching halt as we see our players of the game head off the floor in their respective directions. And, yeah, what a win for Marshfield. Coach was not really ready to go with me on a signature win. I'll tell you that I went through the schedule, right? I mean, that was Marshfield's signature win of the year. They started 24/7. They go to the half 43-25. They finish at 80-54, a wire-to-wire win against the 7th-ranked team in Division I. Really good win. Like Coach said, though, it's fleeting. That thought, that idea about winning a basketball game, it's fleeting, especially at the high school level. You can go into your next one and all of a sudden you lose by 20. So we will keep an eye on that. Again, the next one is at Neenah on Tuesday. We will be there. Brendan Retzloff will be on the call on Tuesday. Again, seed show tomorrow. The statewide show is at 10. Our Coach's Show is at 2:15 on this channel. Make sure to tune in. Have a good night. We'll see you then.